Hello guys, so today we're going to be talking about somebody who I don't think anybody actually knows about, but people know about because she's friends with a certain terrorist. My bad, I meant Hassan Pikel. Today we're going to talk about Frogan. Who? Don't know. Now anyway, Frogan, if you don't know, is a Twitch streamer, and I put streamer in quotes. She can barely get any viewers despite the fact that Twitch keep trying to pull she's an upcoming streamer even though nobody knows who she is. Like at all. But that's besides the point. If you do not know, Frogan was a part of the Content Cop. Well, she was in the beginning act and she was, flipping Ethan off. She was doing all this like all this crap on there to try to look big and bad. And then at the end of the video had a PR statement that pretty much said, I hope you're doing better, despite the fact that I'm also part of this backlash against you. That pretty much wants you either to come back to our side and agree with us completely, or I hope your kids get taken away. Because the entire context of the Content Cop was Ethan having child protective services called on his kids by Hassan's associates. Allegedly. That part's alleged with air quotes because I don't want to get sued. That's it. Because I do not trust a word that comes out of Hassan's mouth. No one should. Especially not after that incident. But I'm saying all this to say that's how Frogan got involved in this whole situation, okay? After that, she was crying on stream like a pathetic loser because she was scared about her career's getting over. What did she do to deserve this? And it's like, you were barely a part of the Content Cop, not even in a minute. You're a nobody. You're not that special. And if you can't handle the backlash, why was you in the Content Cop flipping Ethan off? That doesn't make any sense. You're running with a crowd that try to get Ethan's kids being taken away, and yet when he gives you even the slightest bit of backlash, now it's an issue? And this is the same woman who, we'll get into this later, but she tried to say that she hopes people in the military gets PTSD. But I'm not going to keep going in depth about who she is. She made the video, and she's trying to address the video about Content Cop, and it's just a mess. So we're going to do this step by step. I have a few points I want to talk about, because the whole video is a bunch of either misrepresenting, trying to redo reality, or just straight up lie, and I do not want to insult your intelligence like she does. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Frogan's pathetic video.
U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
So this is a part that she brings up pretty early on. I'll go ahead and play the clip. But it's pretty much about her career.
The first time I'm ever making a solo YouTube video about everything that has happened the last year and a half. I address everything on my podcast, Arabs, which you can find the link below. But today, it's just going to be you and I.
Yeah, so as you see, she's talking about, who she is, this is her first video, stuff like that. And I'm saying all this to say, throughout this video, she tries to imply that this is going to ruin her career, that she doesn't deserve this hate, that what about her career? And the reason I'm bringing this up as a part of this video is to say she doesn't have an actual career at all. No one knows who she is other than people online making fun of her for making dumb points. Like, for example, I'll keep using this, but that whole military bullcrap, did you really think you were never gonna get any backlash for that? She didn't. She actually sat there and thought that she could just say whatever she wanted and nothing was gonna happen to her. And this is the crazy part to me, is that she keeps trying to heavily imply, oh, my career, you don't have a career. If I try to sit here and say, guys, so-and-so made a video on me, that ruined my career, I don't have a career. I'm an upcoming commentary channel. I can admit that. She's over here trying to, oh my gosh, guys, what about my content? What about my career? You don't got a career. No one knows who you are. Like, it's so dumb. But that's something that she keeps trying to use as a I'm a victim, what about my career? And it's just annoying. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the actual, points that she tries to make.
The U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
Empathy. Now, this is a word that has lost complete meaning in the words of Frogan. So, this is a clip I'm just going to go ahead and show right away. Because once you hear this, it really, shows why a lot of people are not taking Frogan seriously.
I think the content cop was great. You know, I feel like Ian approached it in a way that nobody else does. He approached it with empathy, and, it was supposed to make people feel bad for Ethan.
So as you just heard, she tried to pull iDubbbz talked about Ethan in a way of empathy. No, he did not. He did not bring up the actual stuff going on with his kids. He didn't bring up the fact that he wouldn't even vouch for his own friend, who supported him through hell or high water, who did everything he could for iDubbbz. Literally almost everything, and he stabbed him in the back to chase clout from Hassan Piker, because he's a complete spineless loser who would rather backstab his own friend who's been through him through everything than actually be there. It's not empathy to not bring up the context. It's not empathy to not bring up, hey, this is all my clips that I'm trying to make Ethan look like a complete maniac. They all come from a video he makes about after what happened to his kids almost being taken away. He doesn't mention any of that. He has Hassan Piker and all his buddies, including yourself, flipping him off in the beginning of iDubbbz's video. What about that is empathy? You tried to ruin his career. Let's call a spade, and now you're trying to, well, we're just trying to care about people. We're just trying to help people. No, you're not. You're trying to mess up people who don't believe what you believe and don't, kiss up to you. That's your entire thing, Frogan. And here's the thing. I think Frogan believes this. I really do. Because Frogan is so stupid that throughout this entire video, that's the narrative she keeps running with. It's always, oh, well, look what Ethan said about so-and-so, or look at Ethan. Let's not bring up the fact that I was part of a content comp when we talked crap about somebody who their kids almost got taken away, and then forgot to bring up that context because it made us look bad. You're pathetic. But that's something that, she says almost immediately that I just have to, go ahead and say. But there's a few more points that she makes that I think are worthy of discussion. So let's go ahead and get to them.
The U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
So this is a part that really, struck a chord in me. Because what she's trying to do is she is trying to sit there and act like, well, guys, you're dehumanizing us. You're making us look bad. You're acting like we're not human. Isn't it the same thing you did to Ethan? When you tried to take his kids away, were you humanizing him? When you were trying to ruin his career because he dared support Israel as a Jew, which is basically what you did. Let's call a spade a spade. That's the main reason you don't like the guy. Was you humanizing him then? Tell me, Frogan, when were y'all trying to humanize him? Never. You never humanized him. Throughout the entire content cop, you left out the context of where all the clips came from because it made you look bad. You forgot to mention it came from a podcast where he's talking about his kids being taken away. You don't even mention that. At all. Are you trying to humanize him then? So how is it that you can criticize people, but the second they criticize you, oh, now they're dehumanizing you? Now they dare to stand against you? And it's so disingenuous, because what she's doing is the same stuff that Hassan Piker does, where it's, guys, if you go against me, you dehumanizing me. That's not what I said. It's the same type of energy. And she's not saying the same thing, but she's implying it. But let's go ahead and get to the next point, because this is only, 38 seconds in the video, and she's already said so much that has to be talked about, because she's such a pathetic liar. But let's go ahead and move on to something that I need to go ahead and address before this video comes to a close.
The U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
So as you might notice, I am not including every part of her video. And you might be asking, why is that? The main reason I'm not including every part of her video is that she keeps repeating herself. She keeps bringing up stuff Ethan said in the past that wasn't nice or was in bad taste or he said something mean. She'll bring up how he keeps talking about her despite the fact she's also a very easy target. Let's just call a spade. You're very easy to make fun of. And she'll keep doing that. She'll keep bringing up laundry lists, and she'll keep implying that he's a horrible human being. You should not feel bad for him. Here's the issue. Everything she says can be applied to Hassan Pikel more than Ethan. And the reason I keep bringing that up is, why is it that she is allowed to constantly talk about Ethan in that type of tone and that type of way when it would imply way more to Hassan Pikel, but she never mentions that? Why is that? Also, can I just ask a very serious question? Why did you even make this video? Because the entire video could be boiled down to a 4-minute thing of, hey, I did not like what you had to say about me. I think it was very hurtful. It hurt my feelings because I can talk a lot of crap, but I can't take it, because pretty much that's what she's saying in the entire video. And just say, hey, we shouldn't have went after your kids. That was stupid. That's pretty much it. Because there is no empathy. And the reason I keep talking about that is that that's the entire video. And I do not want to insult your intelligence. Because throughout the entire video, that's all she does. Like, there was nothing in this video, past the few points that I've made and shown you, that she says anything different that isn't, look how bad Ethan is, look what he said about me, I'm the victim, or this situation has gone too far and we need to stop. That's all she does. But now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the next point.
The U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
So this is one of the final few things I'm going to say. First of all, I don't want to give her, nothing positive. She does bring up some points that are, somewhat valid. Well, she does criticize Ethan for pretending to care about her, blunt and honest, and say, yeah, I don't care about you. You're a nobody, and you're way too parasocial. Shut up. I think he should just say that to you, because that's the honest truth. You care way too much what Ethan has to say about you. But, I'll give her some positive. And she does mention we need to stop going after his kids. Positive. However, she is sitting there, and she is trying her hardest to pull well, he doesn't deserve anything nice from me. He's mean to me. He said a bunch of mean things to me. Who are you running with again? Aren't you with Hassan Pikel? Aren't you the same person that said people deserve PTSD? And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. You don't deserve anything nice from Ethan. He doesn't have to be nice to you. You attacked him. Your associates tried to get his kids taken away. And your associates didn't help your cause, now did they? So for you to continue to try to pull well, guys, he doesn't deserve anything nice, neither do you. And I'm going to go ahead and play this clip right now, because I don't feel like adding in another point. Listen to what she tries to say when she talks about her slip up.
I'm a live streamer as well. I know being live for hours and hours on end, you can misspeak. And that is exactly what happened whenever I said the thing about the U.S. military. I said it in a way in which I didn't mean, and I also clarified it on Twitter.
Are you an idiot? That's not a slip up. You reacted to your own thing and said base.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. The U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. The ones I'm like whatever about the U.S. soldiers are the ones that acknowledge that what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then. Whatever. You're a good person in my book. I'm like a Tom. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. The U.S. military that are like, yeah, like, you know, I did this back then, but now I know it's wrong. Like, I'm changed. Like, fuck imperialism. Fuck this. You don't deserve the PTSD. But like any other motherfucker, you're joining them. You're like, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America. And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Base?
Are you really one to decide to sit there and pull the empathy card? And I know people are going to try to pull the, oh, that's just an edgy joke. But if that's just an edgy joke, how come no one else can say anything about an edgy joke, but she can? She can say all the edgy jokes she wants, but if someone does it back at all, oh my gosh, how dare they? It's so annoying. So let's go ahead and get into the conclusion.
U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
In conclusion, Frogan's entire video is blaming Ethan because Ethan's horrible, trying to act like she's the victim, talking about how her career was destroyed despite the fact that she doesn't have a career, and her constantly trying to pull the victim blame. What she is doing is she's trying to look innocent in front of her peers so they defend her. That's all this is. It's performative, she doesn't believe any of it, and if she is, she's a complete idiot. So with all that said, I do not want to waste your time, and I'm going to go ahead and go. And do not be like Frogan. Do not wish.
U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.